Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the different types of plagiarism checking software used to detect percentage of plagiarism available in your manuscript. And there are two segments. First segments I will explain uh, what is plagiarism and what are the different types of softwares which is used to detect the plagiarism. And the second part we will explain or we will have a demonstration on few of the plagiarism softwares which is widely using for the detection of plagiarism. Okay, so the title here I given as overview of plagiarism checkers and plagiarism detection tools. Myself is Dr. ANILKUMAR KM. I am HOD, head of the Department of Physics, Assistant Professor, MS of College Time. Now, there are three major research misconducts, and the popular name is they are known as FFP: fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. Okay, for a good researcher, we have to avoid these kinds of misconducts. And the first one, uh, that is falsification and fabrication, we can't identify with the help of softwares, but using softwares we can able to identify the presence of the third misconduct, what is called the flags. So it is known as the three cardinal signs of research conduct: falsification, fabrication, and plagiarism are the primary concerns in avoiding research misconduct. Any divergence from these norms and undermines the integrity of research for that individual, lab, university, or corporation, and the field as a whole. So, falsification. What do you mean by the term falsification? Falsification means while doing a research, if we get a data, we will interpret the data in a wrong way. False kind of interpretation will give in accordance with our research hypothesis. Fabrication means as the name indicates, fabrication is creating. The data will not be there, but we will artificially or we will put the required data in tune with our um, research hypothesis. So that too to be avoided. And the last one, the third one is plagiarism. It can be detected with the help of software. So any kind of research ethics, unethical practice like FFP will affect the career of individual or the lab as a whole or the entire university or the field will be affected. So be careful while doing the research. Okay, try to avoid these three misconducts. Now, what again? I am explaining falsification and fabrication in one word. What is falsification? It's a changing or omission of research result to support the claims, hypothesis, or other data, etc. So we are just changing the content. Okay. Falsification can include the manipulation of research instrumentation, material, or process. Okay. Manipulation of images or represents in a manner that distorts the data or reads too much between the lines can also be considered as falsification. So mainly the falsification is observed in image manipulation. Those who are doing science research in the field of science, now usually we want to take some optical data, image data like using SEM and TEM. In that case, what they are doing is what an example for falsification is they will change the scaling manually instead of in the instrument. So that is what they call the falsification. We have to avoid this kind of research misconduct. The next one is fabrication. Is the construction or addition of data, observation, or characterization that never occurred in gathering of data or running experiments. So, what is fabrication? As the name indicates, when we do an experiment, we will not get the required data. Then what we will do? We will add some data in between them. Okay. Then that kind of situation is what we call it as fabrication. So fabrication can occur when filling out the rest of the experiment runs. For example, claim about the results need to be made and complete data sets, where claims made based on incomplete or assumed results is a form of fabrication. For example, I will give you one example. If you try to draw a graph between the two variables, and if you take some 10 or 15 data, you will not get a straight line, for example. And according to our hypothesis, we need a straight line. So what the researcher can do, researcher will take only the 2 points, 2 data points. Okay. And they will simply connect that 2 data points. Everyone know if you take as a 2 data point anywhere in the graph and they connected together, what they will get? They will get only the straight line. So that is what they call fabrication. Okay. So these two to be avoided. And our discussion is not based on falsification and fabrication. Our discussion is based on the plagiarism. Now, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism, perhaps the most common form of research misconduct. Researchers must be aware to cite all sources and take careful notes. Using or representing the work of others as your own work constitutes plagiarism, even if it committed unintentionally. So what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is again a misconduct. So what we have to do to avoid the plagiarism? We have to cite the references. Reference must be given. Okay. And if there is a note is there means we have to give the note properly. If our own work is dictating to another work, we have to give the proper reference for that. And this is again happening in the case of pictures. So while we write a paper for the introduction part, in majority of the cases we'll put some figures. Okay, in that case, what we will do, we will go, search Google, and from the Google we will take the required picture and we will add it on our manuscript. But we will not put any reference from where we took this paper, took this image. So that to be cited. Otherwise, it is what it is. It is also comes under plagiarism. And again, while taking a picture from the Google, we have to be more careful because there are two types of pictures or content are available in websites. One is what we call the copyright content, and the other one is Creative Commons content, Creative Commons license content, CC. For the copyright content, what we have to do is that we have to take the permission from the publisher who uploaded that image or the content in the website. We have to take the permission. Otherwise, it is comes under unethical. And again in CC, that is Creative Commons, we need not take the permission from the publisher. Again, just we have to inform that we are using your picture so and so work. Okay, so in both the cases, if it is a copyright picture or a Creative Commons license picture or the content, we have to inform the publisher. Publisher means who is uploaded the content in the website. So copyrighted content, we have to take the permission. For the Creative Commons license content, we have to inform. This is the difference. Okay. Then again, while reviewing the privileged information, while reviewing the privileged information such as when reviewing grants or journal articles, manuscript for peer review, researchers must recognize that what they are reading cannot be used for their own purpose because it cannot be cited until the work is published or publicly available. So this is another situation when we review. Okay, when we review the privileged information such as for reviewing grants or journal articles, the researchers must be recognized. Researchers, what do the researchers have to do? Their reading cannot be used for their own purpose. So if I am a reviewer, I got a paper for reviewing. Then in that case, I never took the content from that paper. Okay, if it did like that, it is also comes under plagiarism. Again, it is also we can call it as a research crime. Okay, so that must be careful. Then Encyclopedia Britannica, as per this reference, the definition of plagiarism is the act of taking the writings of another person and passing them off as one's own. The fraudulence is closely related to the forgery and piracy practices, generally in violation of the copyright law. So this is the definition which is given in Encyclopedia Britannica. What is that? Is the act of taking the writings of another person and passing them of as one's own. Okay, we are just taking the information from other researcher and we are published that this is mine. It is not possible. It is what they call the forgery or the piracy practices, generally in violation of copyright law. Copyright law, clear violation of copyright law. And if this is happened in foreign countries, European countries, it is considered to be one of the major crime. Okay, so be careful while dictating the content from others findings to your publication. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Now, again, another kind of definition you can see plagiarism defined as the act of taking or attempting to take or to use the whole part or the parts of another person's work without referencing the citation him as the owner of this work. So this is another kind of definition defined as the acting of taking the other's information without referencing or without giving any citation, then it is also comes under plagiarism. These are the different types of what you can say definition for plagiarism. What are the information or what are available in plagiarism? It may include direct copy paste, modification or changing some words of the original information from the internet book, magazine, newspaper, research, journal, personal information or ID. So direct copy paste from anywhere this comes under plagiarism. Another thing is that we can take the content from the internet. Internet means whatever the content available in internet, such as in books, in the form of books, magazine, newspaper, research journal, etc., etc. We will do slight modification. For example, if the sentence is an active voice, if the sentence is in active voice, what we do is that we will convert that into passive voice and we will write it on a public paper. So that also comes under plagiarism. So how you can avoid such plagiarism? You have to give the proper reference. Okay. Now, why plagiarism detection is important? In some of the academic enterprises like universities, schools, and institutions, plagiarism detection and prevention become one of the educational challenges because most of the students and the researchers are cheating when they do as the assigned task and projects. So this is we can observe when we give an assignment to the students in class, especially if you are giving numerical problems to solve. Okay, so if you give some 5 or 10 problems to solve, usually what they are doing is one or two students who are good in class will try to solve the problem and they will find out the proper solution. And after that, the colleagues simply copy and paste, simply dictate the content which is available in their manuscript to their own and submitted as an assignment. It is the initial stage of plagiarism. So that kind of plagiarism is happened in research. It is considered to be one of the research unethical practices. So why it is happening? Because a lot of resources can be found on the internet. Now, there is a remedy also. It is easy to use. It is easy to them to use one of the search engines to search for any topic and cheat from it without citing the owner's document. So it's better and must all academic fields they should have to use plagiarism detection software to stop or to eliminate students cheating, copying, and modifying the documents when they know that they will be found. Okay, so in internet, there are a lot of facility to find out the research content by simply going to the search engines like Google or Yahoo and just copy and paste. That is why the plagiarism is now popular, unpopular. Okay, so we have to identify whether plagiarism is there or not. So to find out that, we need to use the software. Okay, and we have to find out the different types of softwares that will explain on the next segment. Thank you.